So today we are going to be talking about local search marketing, which is one of the three main ways that you are going to try to get your website listed into the search engines. Local search marketing is for one of two types of businesses. The first is a business with a storefront. So a coffee shop has a storefront. Restaurants have a storefront. So anything that has a storefront where somebody can go to visit the business is a local business. The second type of local business is going to be a business with a local service area. And this type of business is going to be something like a AC conditioning repair company, where if you need your air conditioning repaired, you are not going to go to an AC storefront to go and hire the service. They're actually going to come to your place, and they're going to have a defined local service area where they're willing to come, and that is the second type of business that can get listed within the local search results. So if we come over here and take a look at a search for sporting good store Fort Collins, we're going to see two types of listings here. We have our organic over here. Organic is where you're not paying for anything. If you had your paid listings, which would be your Google ads, they would appear up here. But what we're seeing right here is the local results, or the Google Map results. It kind of goes by a few different names. And this is where all of the local businesses are going to be displayed. When you are trying to get listed in the maps, and if you are a storefront business or have a local service area, this is going to be your bread and butter. There's a very large percentage of people that won't even make it past the maps. I believe it's somewhere within the 80% range are going to kind of get sucked up in the maps and not even make it to the organic search results. So if you are a local business, you have to be in here and doing some of the things I'm going to show you today to kind of optimize your listing. And the other thing that you need to know about this is there's going to be multiple businesses that can get listed, but Google only lists the three results that it thinks are going to be the best results, and that's going to be based on location and fit for your query. So location has a lot to do it, but you can go in and optimize your account to give Google a lot of information about you to try to make Google want to actually show your listing. If you get listed in these first three results, it's called getting listed into the 3-pack of the Google Maps. So that should be your ultimate goal with the local search results. So if we come over here, we're going to see a bunch of different types of businesses, and based on my location and what Google thinks are the best results, these are the three that are being served. And this one is actually not even close. This one's about 20 miles away, so it's pretty interesting that this one's getting served based on my location. So I'm over here somewhere, and then this one's way over here, and there's a lot of other stores that could come up. So we'll kind of take a look at a few things about how to get listed, and then once it's listed, what we're going to be doing to come up in that three. Following along in my guide over here, first thing we're going to talk about is the Google My Business listing. So if you come over here and click on this, this is going to take you to the main page. When you're signing up for a Google listing or Google business profile, they change the name of this every 3 days. Today it's called Google Business Profile. When you sign up for this, if you're brand new to, if the business is brand new or if it's never been in the maps, sometimes they'll send you a postcard to your business with a little pin on it, and then that'll let them know that you actually own it. Or if somebody previously registered your business, you can go in and claim the business, and just you got to prove that it's yours. But 90% of your Google local marketing is going to be within this Google business profile. So I'm going to show you what this is going to look like with one of my friends' businesses. This is Curious Minds Early Learning Center, which is a daycare in Fort Collins. Once you get logged into the Google business profile, This is what you are going to see. It's more of a front end manager, and this is all of the different data and entry points where you can start to optimize your listing over here. So let's go to edit profile and we'll take a look at this. So first things first, business name, category, and description. Business name is pretty self-explanatory. Business category, pick this pretty carefully. This is going to kind of align with your primary keyword that we talked about for organic research. So you should come over here, and if they allow you to, so maybe besides preschool, you can get another category for daycare in here. Let's see if they let us do that. So daycare center. But as many as you can fit in here that it lets you to do that's relevant to your business, I would get in there kind of like a primary keyword. Business description, this is a really good place to work in some of your primary keywords. So if you are a Fort Collins daycare, I would try to get those towards the front of this and try to get that listed in there once or twice. Use as much of this description that they'll allow you to. So 750 characters, you can see they have 723, so that's actually pretty good. Chat, you can add chat if you want to. If you're active on your phone and you're going to answer messages in a timely manner, I would definitely recommend chat. Really good, easy way for people, potential customers to ask questions and get a hold of you. Your website, obviously. This is a little bit newer, but you can put your social media profiles in there. This is where you set your location, or if you are a local service area business, then you can put your service area in over here. Business hours are actually pretty important. You got to get those in, obviously, but Google also loves it when you update your hours for different holidays. So if Thanksgiving is coming up or Labor Day or whatever, and you're closed, just go in there and mark that you're closed. If you're open, put that you're open. If you're one of the businesses that is specifically letting Google know very correct information about all the businesses, when people are searching around those holidays, they're going to be a lot more likely to serve your business because they know that the information is going to be 100% accurate. A lot more stuff you can kind of start filling out over here. This is all kind of self-explanatory. The more you fill out, the better, and Google's constantly adding options. This list kind of grows continuously, but we're not going to mess with all that right now. Something else that we can do with Google Maps is manage reviews, and Google wants you to be responding to every single review. If it's a good review, thank them for the review. If it's a bad review, acknowledge it. If you are a local business and you get a bad review, in my opinion, I would do anything possible to get rid of that negative review. If they want a full refund, I would reach out to them. It's awful. It sucks. People hate doing it, but negative reviews do hurt your business a lot more than you would think. If you're at 4.8, you're going to be fine, but generally people kind of discount the 5-star reviews, and they kind of make an opinion about a business between 4 stars to 0 stars. So a lot of people go to those negative reviews to kind of see where some of the gaps in service happened. So business owners hate doing it, but even if you need to give up several $100s to get that review down, in my opinion, I would do it every single time. But besides that, reply to all your reviews, good, bad, address it. Don't say the same thing over and over again. Use ChatGPT to kind of keep it original. Have ChatGPT research how you should be answering reviews. And you should just reply to everything with that. One other thing that Google loves, and this is something that you could be doing weekly, is adding photos about your business. I would definitely get one up every week. Google likes interior pictures, exterior pictures, product pictures, service pictures, employee pictures. There's just a ton of different photos that you can kind of add there. You can get pretty in depth with this and start, editing the EXIF data for photos if you want to put locations and times and all that fun stuff in. If you're going crazy with it, you can do that. But at a minimum, lots of photos And if you're looking for something to do to keep your listing available every week, then photos is going to be something easy to do to show Google that your listing is active. The more you are messing around with your listing, the more Google knows it's accurate. If you haven't touched it in 4 months, is all the information accurate? Google doesn't know. But if it sees that you're in there constantly adding stuff, Google's going to feel a lot more comfortable kind of adding, kind of showing your results in the search engine page. Updates are really good for a weekly work. With updates, you can put these in once a week, I believe, unless they've changed that. In updates, almost kind of sort of like a social media post for the search engines. You can add an offer, an update. You can say something about your store once a week. But I think these are about once a week, and just get in there, put something. ChatGPT will have a million ideas for you if you're having trouble coming up with it. But once again, updates, constantly showing Google that your profile is up to date. If you are having trouble coming to the 3-pack, then you can definitely advertise. This is within the Google Ads program, which we've already talked about in this class. But when you get in here, it shows in the maps, but you get like a little bit of a gold star. It's not that expensive to advertise in Google Maps because not a lot of people do it. So if you were not in that Google Maps 3-pack, then definitely consider advertising for sure. We have products and services that you can add to your profiles now. You can essentially list anything and everything that you sell or all of your services, and you can get them into your review. Google is essentially trying to make it so people don't even need to go to your website anymore. They've been doing this for 5 or 6 years now. But all this information, I would definitely get it in here if this applies to you. You can set up bookings so people can book right through it. Hair salons, you can book with it. If you are going to be doing, if you're a restaurant and you want your DoorDash or Grubhub, whatever, this is where you're going to be in there. Setting all that fun stuff up. We got, let's see, asking for reviews per the terms of service with Google local, whatever it's called. What's it called this month? Google Business Profile. You're not allowed to ask people for a positive review, but you are allowed to ask them to review you. So you'll see a lot of times once you get a service appointment, you might get a text being like, hey, how did it go? If you say, hey, this ad was a 10 out of 10, they'll reply back with a link that takes them directly to their Google local so that you can go in and put in a review. And if somebody rates them like a 2 out of 10 via the text, then that's a good opportunity to kind of figure out what happened with the service. But Google makes it super easy for you to get people to your page. So this could be sent out in an email blast. But the only thing is don't ask people for positive reviews. Just ask them to give you an honest review to stay within the TOS. So yeah, so those are gonna be the few main things that you can be doing on a day-to-day basis. If you are a local business, I would literally be in here every single day. But if that is gonna be too much, then come once a week and kind of start messing around with some of this stuff. With the performance over here, this is gonna give you some of your basic analytics for all of the traffic you're getting within Google Maps. So if we look at this real quick, we can change the time period over here. Let's see, June, let's go May 2025. We'll just take a look at 1 month of data. So 1 month, this business got 256 business profile interactions. And over here, it's going to tell you it's when people are going to call, message, make bookings, ask for directions, just any interaction within your profile. This is the way people are finding it. So 44% Google Search Mobile, 25% Google Maps Mobile. So we're looking at about 70% of traffic coming from mobile over here. So that's a lot for a daycare is more of a type of business where you're going to put a lot of time researching it because people tend to care about where they're sending their kids for 8 hours a day. A lot of times when people are putting more in-depth research, they tend to be on a desktop, so it's pretty interesting that we're getting 70% of traffic with mobile. Over here, we're getting some really good data about keywords. If we're trying to figure out what types of keywords that we want to kind of rank on organically, over here it's just giving us a bunch of different ways or different things that people are searching for, where this business is coming up in the results. So daycare, Fort Collins, the branding query, which is going to be Curious Minds, Early Learning Center, Just Daycare, Montessori School. I don't think it's a Montessori school, but for some reason that's coming up in the search results. So just a bunch of different keywords that are kind of triggering this business to show up over there. Let me get back into this. I'm going to stick with May. So let's see. Besides that, you can see how many people called from Google Maps each month, how many people did bookings if you have it set up, how many people are asking for directions, and how many people went from the Google local that wanted more information back to your website. So 100 people found this business in Google Maps, wanted to learn more about them, and went to the website. If you are a marketing company trying to sell a local marketing service, then these are all going to be data points that you can kind of send to your client and be like, hey, last month we had 250 phone calls, we're up to 300, 350. So you can kind of show all these numbers going up and up and up over time, and that's kind of a good way to show that you are improving their local search results with that. But I've said it a few times, it's all about up-to-date information and just constantly kind of pinging this and letting Google know. They're asking for updates, reviews, photos, essentially begging the business owner to kind of keep this going with that. So besides the Google local search results, let's come back over here to my article. There's one other thing that you should know about local search marketing, and it's not my favorite part of it. It's a little weird, but it still does technically work. I don't know for how long, but what I'm going to be talking about is going to be NAPW consistency. And what this is the name, address, phone number, and website of the business across different local directories. So a local directory is going to be something like Google Local, Apple Maps, Bing, CityGrid, Foursquare, used to be pretty big, Super Pages. These are all local search directories, and with search engine optimization, we talked about off-site SEO, where links back to your website kind of count as a vote that you're vouching for a website. So each time your business gets listed into a local directory, it's not a link, but it's called a citation to your site. And the more citations you have to your site, the more that Google takes a clue that your website has been around for a while, or your business has been around for a while, and that people are going in and filling this stuff out and kind of vouching for you. There are thousands and thousands and thousands of directories, but there's only going to be about probably 30 to 60 main directories, which you definitely want to get listed into. Getting yourself listed into a directory is very time consuming. Every single directory wants the photos and verifying the email, and there's like 100 to 200 data points. It literally takes 4 to 6 hours every time you're going to be getting a business into a directory. But luckily, we have websites that we can use that have an API within all of the major ones that you can put your information in once, and then they will go and get you listed into everything. So that's going to save you a little bit of time. I think the cost for that, depending on who you use, Hoth or Yext or Whitespark, whatever, is going to be probably around $350. Definitely worth it. But the biggest concern that we're going to have with these citations is going to be the consistency of the name, the address, and the phone number. So what I'm talking about with this, and I'm going to use a local sporting goods store called Jack's. I have zero affiliation with them, just a random store we picked. If you could see, this is a scan we're going to take a look at in a second, but you can see these are all actually pretty consistent. There's just a lot of missing data, but what can go wrong is if with the address, if you have 1200 N College Avenue, 12 times, and then in the rest of the listing you have 1200 North College Avenue. This one has extra characters in the zip code, over there. Businesses kind of spell their names differently. You might be Jack's Outdoor Gear in this one. This, like Jack's Outdoor Gear, is kind of how it's listed on Facebook. And up here it's Jack's Fort Collins Outdoor Gear. And this might have parentheses around the 970, it might have the 1970, but there's a lot of different ways that you can minutely change things around. And when you do that, so many businesses have very, very similar addresses, so it's a little bit weird, but if it's not exact, then that splits your citations in half. So if you have 1200 N College Avenue and 50 citations for 1200 North College Avenue, then you're taking 100 citations and you're only technically getting 50 citations back to your business. So your citations need to be consistent across everything. And it's going to be very, very important to do that. We're going to go ahead and take a look at one scanning tool that you can use to go in and just kind of scope out your business. So let's go here. This is what it's going to look like here. You can pick if you have one location, multiple locations, or if you're just an agency. So let's go with Curious Minds Early Learning. Business phone number. Let's grab that. Let's get the phone number in there, and they want your name. Let's go John Doe. I know they're gonna want an email address. If you don't like doing an email address, business type is required. One location. If you don't like a business address, just go somewhere like it didn't do it because I already ran this. I ran this a few minutes ago just to kind of play around with it. But just you can go to a website like 10-minute email. And just get an email address for 10 minutes, and if you can do that if you want to put your email in. But yeah, so this is what the result is going to look like. This just opened less than a year ago, so there's not going to be very many listings anywhere. So if this was my business, we can come over here and get all the errors fixed. And I'm not going to get into the system, but it's going to be somewhere between $300 to $500 is pretty much what everybody's going to be charging. But we can kind of see all the big ones. If we come back over here to my guide, I took a picture of the Jacks, which we kind of showed you over here. But you can kind of go through that and see which ones are kind of matched and not matched. And if you see a few within a couple of the different places, you can go log in and kind of change those around. But it's not anything technical with local search marketing. It's the easiest type of digital marketing to do. It's just a matter of taking the time to go in there and keep all of that different information updated. If you know you're not going to have time to do it, there's 1,000 local search marketing companies that you could pay $150, $200, $300 a month that'll go in and just kind of keep your accounts optimized, keep those photos coming, and kind of all that fun stuff. So at the bottom of the article, we got a few more resources down here. This is how Google will tell you how to improve your local search results, and then a bunch of different local search results tools you can do. There's a lot of them. There's some really good ones, but I don't want to go too crazy with this video. I just want you to know the basics of it. So yeah, but that is all I'm going to talk about with the Google local search marketing.